Islam. It is February the 18th, 2018, 7:42 p.m. First, I'll be reading the Holy Quran of Mecca. I'll be reading half of this chapter, chapter 23, the believers. Section 1, Success of the Faithful. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, successful indeed are the believers, who are humble in their prayers, and who shun what is vain, and who act for the sake of purity, and who restrain their sexual passions, except in the presence of their mates, for those whom their right hand possess, for such surely are not blamable. But whoever seeks to go beyond that, such are transgressors. And those who are keepers of their trust and their covenant, and those who keep a guard on their prayers, these are the heirs, who inherit paradise. Therein they will abide, and certainly we create man of an extract of clay, and we make him a small life germ in a firm resting place. Then we make the life germ a clot, then we make the clot a lump of flesh, then we make in the lump of flesh bones, then we clothe the bones with flesh, then we cause it to grow into another creation. So blessed be Allah, the best of creators. Then after that you certainly die. Then on the day of resurrection you will surely be raised up. And indeed we have made above you 7 ways, and never are we heedless of creation. And we send down water from the cloud according to a measure. Then we cause it to settle on the earth, and we are indeed able to carry it away. Then we cause to grow thereby gardens of palm trees and grapes for you. You have therein many fruits, and of them you eat. And the tree that grows out of Mount Sinai, which produces oil and relish for the eaters. And surely there is a lesson for you in the cattle. We make you to drink of what is in their bellies, and you have in them many advantages, and of them you eat. And on them and on the ships you are born. Section 2, Noah. And certainly we sent Noah to his people. So he said, O my people, serve Allah. You have no God other than him. Will you not guard against evil? But the chiefs of those who disbelieved from among his people said, He is nothing but a mortal like yourselves, who desires to have superiority over you. And if Allah had pleased, he could have sent down angels. We have not heard of this among our fathers of yore. He is only a madman, so bear with him for a time. He said, My Lord, help me against their calling me a liar. So we revealed to him, Make the ark under our eyes, and according to our revelation. Then, when our command comes, and water gushes forth from the valley, take into it of every kind of pear, 2, and thy people, except those among them against whom the word has gone forth. And speak not to me in respect of those who are unjust. Surely they will be drowned. Then, when thou art firmly seated, thou and those with thee in the ark, say, Praise be to Allah, who delivered us from the unjust people, and say, My Lord, cause me to land a blessed landing, and thou art the best of those who bring to land. Surely there are signs in this, and surely we are ever trying men. Then we raised after them another generation, so we sent among them a messenger from among them, saying, Serve Allah, you have no God other than him. Will you not guard against evil? Section 3, Prophets after Noah. And the chiefs of his people, who disbelieved and called the meeting of the hereafter a lie, and whom we had given plenty to enjoy in this world's life, said, This is only a mortal like you, eating of that whereof you eat, and drinking of what you drink. And if you obey a mortal like yourselves, then surely you are losers. Does he promise you that, when you are dead and become dust and bones, you will then be brought forth? Far, very far, is that which you are promised. There is naught but our life in this world. We die and we live, and we shall not be raised again. He is not but a man who has forged a lie against Allah, and we are not going to believe in him. He said, My Lord, help me against their calling me a liar. He said, In a little while they will certainly be repenting. So the punishment overtook them in justice. We made them a rubbish, so away with the unjust people. Then we raised after them other generations. No people can hasten on their doom, nor can they postpone it. Then we sent our messengers one after another. Whenever its messenger came to a people, they called him a liar. So we made them follow one another. We made them stories. So away with the people who believe not. Then we sent Moses and his brother Aaron with our messages and a clear authority, to Pharaoh and his chiefs, but they behaved haughtily, and they were an insolent people. So they said, Shall we believe in two mortals like ourselves, while their people serve us? So they rejected them, and became of those who were destroyed. And certainly we gave Moses the book, that they might go aright. And we made the son of Mary and his mother a sign. We gave them refuge on a lofty ground, having meadows and springs. Section 4. Higher Values of Life. O you messengers, eat of the good things and do good. Surely I am knower of what you do. And surely this your community is one community, and I am your Lord. So keep your duty to me. That they became divided into sects, each party rejoicing in that which was with them. So leave them in their ignorance till a time. Think they that by the wealth and children wherewith we aid them, we are hastening to them of good things. Nay, they perceive not. Surely they who live in awe for fear of their Lord, and those who believe in the messages of their Lord, and those who associate not with their Lord, and those who give what they give, while their hearts are full of fear, that to their Lord they must return. Alright, for now I'm going to stop right there at verse 60 of chapter 23. Next, I'll be reading section 8 of the Bill of Rights. The first 10 sections of Article 1, to be more specific. Yeah, that's what I meant. Alright, section 8. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties and imposts and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States, to borrow money on the credit of the United States, to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes, to establish a uniform rule of naturalization and uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcy throughout the United States, to coin money, regulate the value thereof in foreign coin, and fix the standard of weights and measures, to provide for the punishments of counterfeiting the securities in current coin of the United States, to establish post offices and post roads, to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries, to constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court, to define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas and offenses against the law of nations, to declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and make rules concerning captures on land and water, to raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years, to provide and maintain a navy, to make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces, to provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections and repel invasions, to provide the organizing, arming and disciplining the militia, and for governing such part of them as may be employed in the service of the United States, reserving to the state respectively the appointment of the officers and the authority of training the militia according to the discipline prescribed by Congress. To exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district, not exceeding 10 miles square, as may, by cession of particular states, and the acceptance of Congress become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places, purchased by the consent of the legislature of these states, in which the same shall be, for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers, and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States, or in any department or officer thereof. Alright, next I'm going to read the Circle 7. Chapter 12. Chapter 12. Jesus teaches the common people at a spring, tells them how to obtain eternal happiness. In silent meditation, Jesus sat beside a flowing spring. It was a holy day, and many people of the servant caste were near the place. And Jesus saw the hard-drawn lines of toil on every brow and every hand. There was no look of joy in any face. Not one of all the group could think of anything but toil. And Jesus spoke to one and said, "Why are you all sad? Have you no happiness in life?" The man replied, "We scarcely know the meaning of that word. We toil to live and hope for nothing else but toil. And blessed the day when we can cease our toil and lay down and rest in Buddha's city of the dead." And Jesus' heart was stirred with pity and with love for these poor toilers. And he said, "Toil should not make a person sad. Men should be happiest when they toil. When hope and love are back of toil, then all of life is filled with joy and peace, and this is heaven. Do you not know that such a heaven is for you?" The man replied, "Of heaven we have heard, but when it is so far away, and we must live so many lives before we reach that place." And Jesus said, "My brother man, your thoughts are wrong. Your heaven is not far away, and it is not a place of metes arid bounds. It is not a country to be reached. It is a state of mind. Allah never made a heaven for man. He never made a hell. We are creators and make our own. Now cease to seek for heaven in the sky. Just open up the windows of your hearts, and like a flood of light, a heaven will come and bring a boundless joy. Then the toil will be no cruel task." The people were amazed, and gathered close to hear this strange young master speak, imploring him to tell them more about the Father God Allah, about the heaven that men can make on earth, about the boundless joy. And Jesus spake a parable. He said, "A certain man possessed a field. The soil was hard and poor. By constant toil he scarcely could provide food to keep his family from want. One day, a miner who could see beneath the soil, and passing on his way, saw this poor man in his unfruitful field. He called the weary toiler and said, 'My brother, know you not that just below the surface of your barren field, rich treasures lie concealed? You plow and sow and reap in a scanty way, and day by day you tread upon a mine of gold and precious stones. This wealth lies not upon the surface of the ground, but if you will dig away the rocky soil and delve down deep into the earth, you need no longer till the soil for naught.' The man believed, 'The miner surely knows, and I will find the treasures hidden in my field.' And then he dug away the rocky soil, and deep down in the earth he found a mine of gold. And Jesus said, The sons of men are toiling hard on desert plains, and burning sands, and rocky soils, are doing what their fathers did, not dreaming that they could do aught else. Behold, a master comes, and tells them of a hidden wealth, that underneath the rocky soil of carnal things are treasures that no man can count, that in their heart the richest gems abound, and he who wills may open the door and find them all. And when the people said, Make known to us the way that we may find the wealth that lies within the heart, and Jesus opened up the way, the toilers saw another side of life, and toil became a joy. This is chapter 12 of the Circle 7. And lastly, I'll be reading Our Authority, one of our state papers. Alright. Copybook 521, page 579, 5-39, State of Illinois, Cook County, SS number 1010-5905, Corporation Religious, Affidavit Organization, Form number 1099, State of Illinois, County of Cook. 1928, August 1 p.m. No, August 1st at 2:52 p.m. and recorded in book 521, page 579. I, Noble Drawley, recorder. I, Noble Drawley, was Salmers Jakanowski, was recorder. Moorshine Symbol of America, held at Chicago in the County of Cook, and State of Illinois on the 20th day of July, A.D. 1928. For that purpose, the following persons were appointed sheiks, according to the rules and usages of such. Moorshine Symbol of America, do solemnly swear that at the meeting of the members of the Noble Drew Ali, Mealy Ill, Small Bay, Ovid Bay, and Foreman Bay, the Moorshine Symbol of America, deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad, to propagate the faith and extend to learning and truth of the great prophet of Ali in America, to appoint and consecrate missionaries of the prophet, and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America. It said, Moorshine Temple of America adopted as its corporate name the following Moorshine Temple of America, and at said meeting, this affiant, acting as presiding officer, subscribed and sworn to before me, this 20th day of July, A.D. 1928. Drawley, Roberta W. Counsel, Notary Public. See Herd's Revised Statutes, Chapter 32 and 36. Are appointed or awarded vestrymen, or whatever name they may adopt. This law. Before I forget, I will read the Oath of Amnesty Reconstruction. I, Imani Sabrel Gray Bay, do solemnly affirm in presence of Almighty God Allah that I must henceforth faithfully support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and Union of States thereunder, that I must in like manner abide by and faithfully support all acts of Congress passed during the existing rebellion with reference to slaves, so long and so far as not repealed, modified, or held void by decision of the Supreme Court, and that I must in like manner abide by and faithfully support all proclamations of the President made during the existing rebellion, having reference to persons held as slaves, so long and so far as not modified or declared void by a decision of the Supreme Court, so help me Allah. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the Moorish American National Republic government to be affixed, executed at the city of Baltimore in the state of Maryland, on the 11th day of October in 2014, and the witnesses were Sheikhs Annette Bellamy Bey and Grand Sheikh Joe Braden Bey. Islam.